Let's go back now to the other page and find page 2 of this. Let's click on page 2. Here are the other two problems about Tom needing to cut the board and about Harry leaving his will to 3 nieces. This one has 2 unknown values because the final question says what is to be the length of each piece, and there are 2 pieces. So our legend needs to show, for full credit, full 100% credit, needs to show both pieces represented. In this case, let x equal the length of the shorter piece, 3x minus 12 the length of the longer piece. Notice that they are both represented right here. They happen to both also be represented in the chart, but I'm not grading the chart. I'm grading this right here. And so this is what counts for the legend. And this legend is worth 2 points. The other one was worth 1. Here's a diagram. Not necessary, but again, a helpful thing, so I put a check mark by it. And the legend is good legend. Good solving of equation. A little bit of scratch work. Scratch work's fine. You can do it right there on the test. You don't have to. Once we find x is 21, we come back up to the legend and realize, oh, that's the length of the shorter piece. So now we know the length of the shorter piece. In fact, when we answer the question, that's right in the answer. The shorter piece is 21 inches. And then we can use that x equals 21 either in the legend here, 3x minus 12, or if you did write the chart, you could figure it out. But the longer piece is 3 times that 21 and then minus 12. Total of 51. And that's represented. The longer piece is 51 inches. Notice here, units of measure are included. Inches and inches. That's very important as well. This one got a perfect score, 10 out of 10. So now so far we have 15 out of 15 points. Yay us! Let's keep going. This is just more of the same, kind of explaining how it is that we need to do the test, do the problem to get the maximum amount of points. And here notice I wrote good use of chart, not required. So I don't grade the chart. Okay. And I'll let you read through the rest of this. It's a little bit busy here, but I'll let you read through that on your own time. Let's now go back and see what the 52% page looks like. For the 52%, I'm going to click on page 1, and we'll see it's a bit different than the 100% test. Yeah, only 13 points out of 25. 52%, too many errors or missing information. Let's find out. Here's number 1 again. Now let's see, first thing I want to point out, I think I'll point out the chart here. I've circled it and it says, didn't use the chart? That's okay. The chart is here as a solving aid, but is not required. So that's something I just wanted to make sure you're aware of. Use it if it's helpful. Don't use it if it's not. One thing I did note, though, is that there's no legend. So there should be a let x equal, or in this case, let r equal. I don't see it, so minus 1 point. The equation is set up correctly. Put a check mark there. It's solved correctly. Very good. There's a little mistake here, but you know that's okay. Just cross it off and don't make too many of these. Otherwise, you'll have to redo the whole page. It's just the idea that I don't want you to have to redo everything. Okay, so you solve, find the value. Good sentence. Oh, but look, no unit of measure. So minus 1 point. Let's find out. Her average rate was 45. Right. There needs to be miles per hour here. So that's minus 1 point. Yes, I know you got the correct answer, 45, but it's not complete. And so the score is only 3 points out of 5. Let's go back now and take a look at page 2. Here's the problem about Tom and cutting the board. Again, no legend. This time, though, because there are 2 unknown values, the legend is worth 2 points, so minus 2. Now, honestly, I do see the values of x, and I see an x is written underneath shorter piece, and 3x minus 12 referring to the longer piece. And I see those very same things in the chart. So, I mean, it tells me that you know what you're doing. However, to train you well in how to do word problems properly. I don't count these as a legend. I need to see let x equal and let 3x minus 12 equals. All right, so that's 2 points. All that aside, here's the equation, and it's solved well. We find x is 21. We find the length of the longer piece is 51. But we've got to write it out in a sentence that answers the question. So let's go back up to the question. It says, what is to be the length of each piece? So we want to say something along the lines of the shorter piece is to be 21 inches and the longer piece is to be 51 inches. But I don't see that here. I just see shorter is 21, longer is 51. So for no sentence, minus 1 point. No units of measure, minus 1 point. Adding up all the minus points, that's only 6 out of 10. Not the 10 out of 10 that we saw in the other test. Let's come down to number 3. Again, no legend. This time, 3 nieces, 3 unknown values. The legend is worth 3 points. Now, we've got an equation set up and solved. And notice I wrote here good solving of equation. However, it says here that Kathy, it says twice as much as he gives to Janet, and Janet is the x plus 10,000. So that is wrong. I'm taking off 2 points. Now I want to point out that that will affect the answer. But in your solving, you didn't know that that's wrong, so you solved accordingly, and you did very well in the solving. I'm not going to take off extra points for having this incorrect information and incorrect answers. I will take points off for just noting that Kathy's represented incorrectly. And you see down here, I will take points off because there is no sentence. I actually give you full credit for the solving of the equation. So the bottom line is, it's not so much that these answers are wrong that I'm taking points off. It's because your procedures are incorrect. Okay, 4 out of 10, and that gave us a total of just 13 points out of 25, 52%. Not very good. So I hope that this little demonstration here has shown you what it takes to get a good grade on this test. Of course, you need to know how to solve the word problems, and I want you to learn that well and ask questions if you have them before you take the test. But in particular, show all your work. Do all the things that are required. Show the legend. Be careful in making sure the values are correct, but set up and solve the equation. And then when you get down to the answer, write a full sentence. And make sure you also show the units of measure. In this case, it was dollars. It's there. It's not an issue. All right? I hope you all do very well. Thanks. Bye-bye.